Hello, entertainment daily lovers. Good morning. We are back with politics today. So, like I told you people, this story is a story that keeps giving, and we will need to follow up. Let me quickly check our sound and we'll get right in. So, after a live stream yesterday, I had other stuffs to do, so I did not catch up on Adiola's. I didn't even see notification, maybe because I was not online, So, with such stories, you just have to be active so you don't miss. So Adiola was live yesterday. Remember, hold on. Let me quickly check the sound first of all. Okay, so Adiola was. Check the sound first of all. All right, so okay, the sound is good. I want to be sure that the sound is good. So Adela was live yesterday, and remember, I had mentioned that the first interview that Adiola did with the lady called Frances Olisa Obonaya, uh, this lady, Professor Mbeke, came out and quickly posted what the lady wanted her to post, what the lady was daring her to post, what Frances was daring Professor Mbeke to post. Okay, Professor Mbeke is still the same person as Sandra Duru, so don't get it twisted. Uh, and she tried to debunk everything. Then we saw that this lady took several steps back and started denying. Frances started, saying, I didn't say this, I didn't say that, I didn't allege this, but I still stand by what I said. That's what she's posted in her own page. And Professor Mega screenshotted it and started laughing and, making mockery of all of them. That's when I mean all of them, I mean Senator Natasha, Adiola, Professor Mweke, and the rest of them. Please welcome, good morning. How's your day going? Like the live stream if you're just joining. And then now Adela has interviewed somebody else called Mr. Obinna. Okay, Obinna Mazi also. I just put Obinna here. And this man has a lot to say. And I want us to read in between the line of some of the things that he will say. I'll play Adiola's live stream here and we will react to it properly the way we always do. Now, before we get that in, let me quickly say something. Let me get something out of the way before we continue. Okay, so from my first not the first, or from where some Nigeria people started noticing that we're creating we're reacting to this happening. I've noticed people that reacted to one of the popular stream I did, and they were like, "Oh, you're taking sides." And then the next one I did, some people felt like I'm taking sides with Senator Natasha. And then the next one, I was taking side. Then this recent one, I'm taking side with Professor Mweke. And I saw this somebody bashing me online. And I was like, yo, actually ask the person if that's how the person is starting the person's morning. I tell you why I want to point this out. It shows that I'm really doing a good job, and I'll clap for myself. They say when I got my lizard fall down in land, nobody they praise and you go nothing head by himself. It simply means that I am being neutral and I'm doing the right job. Okay, which is bring the report to you, tell you what I observe, okay, drop my own opinion and allow you to drop your own opinion. But those of you coming in with insult and all those kind of things, I don't understand. If I was taking side with Professor Weke, they will not be giving me woto on her page when I drop a comment. So listen, I have always said that these people are politicians. All of them are capable of anything. Personally, I do not trust politicians. Okay, so any one of them can be both. Senator Natasha can be both. Professor Mbeke can be both, and I will prove that to you on this one that we're going to listen to. There are certain things that people don't pay attention to, but you absolutely have to pay attention to it. So let me pull up Adiola's oh no. Let me pull up Adiola's the interview Adiola did with Mr. Obinna, and we will start reacting to that. So let's go over to YouTube and let us continue with this conversation. I will tell you one thing for free. The first thing for me is the desperation. I don't understand. With truth, you don't need to be desperate. That's one thing. Because it might take time, but the truth will prevail. But when you add desperation to what you call truth, then it becomes questionable. So let's go back to give me a second. Adiola's this because I really wanted to listen to it first. So let's take it back first. Okay.
Obinna. Please introduce yourself and just tell people.
So before we get in, shout out to Adiola Faihon on YouTube. This is where we're getting this content from. Shout out to you, Adiola, and we're going to react properly to this because this is actually Adiola's content, and we have to make different. We have to, make ours different from Adiola's own. So let's get right into this conversation, and it is about Sandra Duru being exposed. Like somebody said, why did I even say Senator NATASHA was exposed? That they don't care if it's clickbait or not. I shouldn't have even said that if I was not taking sides. Listen, when somebody says something, what you think is clickbait, it's not actually clickbait. When I'm streaming, I've heard that a lot of people like your thumbnails is provoking, You always say things and you come in and you're saying something else, and we always think that you're against the person. Listen, most times what you see on my thumbnail and my title is what someone has said or has written or the person is alleging. Okay, all right, so you will see and understand, if you're paying attention, why this is an expose. Okay, so let's go.
Who you are, your relationship with Sandra Duru, and why you decided to come on the show today. Let's start from there.
Okay, my name is Obinna Akurudike. I'm from Imo State, the same state with Sandra Duru. I've known Sandra for a very long time, almost 15 years. Plus minus almost 15 years.
Now, let me quickly point out something too. There is something I also notice about this whole thing. You call yourself, this is Sandra Duru, okay? When Sandra Duru was stressing about this Yoruba people, Yoruba government thing, and what did I say? I said, if truly Senator NATASHA was bought, then it means that you two, you said Senator NATASHA was bought over, and she's weaponizing feminism and things like that, right? But you, the vibe you're also giving, you that you're calling yourself the truth teller, you're also weaponizing tribalism. Hence, you're pushing it so much to provoke the Yorubas, okay? To feel like they're on their own, they have to defend their brother. Nobody needs to defend Tinubu. Tinubu, if Tinubu wants to sell Nigeria, carry change to then go do and waka. Tinubu. So the fact that you are just stressing so much on this, I want to bring down Yoruba government. What to be Yoruba government in the first place? Mr. President is Mr. President, and he's responsible for every citizen of the nation. He's responsible for everybody. He's not responsible for only the Yorubas because he's a Yoruba. Okay? So I felt like Sandra was over pushing this just to get the Yorubas to feel like we have to come out and fight. We have to do this. We have to fight against every other person and things like that. Now, okay, you're claiming that you're coming out with the truth, right? All the people that we see you working with are all Igbo people. Is it only Igbo people? Because you are also an Igbo woman. Is it only Igbo people that are into this videography thing and this whole thing? And why are we hearing Enugu, Imo State, Enugu, Imo State? I will give this, I will give that. Because you two, you want to work with people that understand you and you speak the same language and you feel comfortable. So you two, you're a questionable character in that sense. Why didn't you just do this in the US? You wanted to make this record, you want to make music. Who thinks about making music when you have such a high profile case? You are here to expose a senator that is trying to blackmail the number 3 person in the nation, according to you and what you're alleging. And you have the time in your head to think about who will come and sing and rap for you, who will come and do documentary for you, who will write script for na movie, na Nollywood movie with the shoot, na series. So you too, you're a questionable character. Why should we believe what you're saying if you're only working with Igbo people? And then you want us to believe that NATASHA also hates Yoruba people because she's from Kogi. So probably she wants to work for just her Kogi people or just her belly. So you see why I'm looking at those people that are routine. Oh, I'm on a senator, this one side. It go clear you. It go clear you, say politicians go be politicians, and most of you will come back and say, yes, some of you saw this from the beginning. Now, so it always they be. You understand? Now, so it always they be. Open your eye, open your ears, listen to somebody very well, pay great attention,
Yes, I've known her since 2013. I used to be a strong advocate of good governance in the state. I spoke against the then government of Rochas Okowacha. So I think Sandra reached out to me because I was kind of one of the popular voices then in the state who spoke against the government. and we became friends. So it was.
So now, allegedly, there's a situation that people keep pointing back to Sandra Duru with this Rocha Sokorocha, okay, allegedly blackmails and things like that. Now, why is she working with people that probably spoke against the Rocha Sokorocha, people that create a lot, like, why these selective people when we have thousands of people that are doing the same job, but you selected people that are still connected to those old school things that you've been accused of, because probably you're more comfortable with them knowing that they will do your biddings without questioning. And why are you always sending them 100,000 naira before Easter? Because the way you're screaming, this is nonsense, this is that, this is this. It's okay to say this is not what I want, but calling somebody's work nonsense and this one nonsense, the other one nonsense, the other one this, but at the same time, now you they send 100,000 naira for person this thing. If you want to give somebody a job, you don't even need to dash the person money first. Call the person, say, I have a job for you. How much are you going to charge? They charge you, you pay them, they do your job. If you're very pleased and everything, you decide to, but this one that you're first of all giving them gift for Easter before you're now, it's almost like you're also bribing them. So if Senator Natasha is bribing Dr. Obinna, you two, you're bribing with 100. It's just that the price is the difference. You allege that Senator Natasha bribed with 200 million. You bribed Mr. Obinna and Francis allegedly with 100,000, because what will be the 100,000 way they give them for as Christmas gift? Or not be friends. You know, there's nowhere that is being said that you people are friends. So why this this thing?
She accused the then deputy governor of Imo State, Princess Maduro, of being homosexual. I think that was really what brought us together and all that.
All right, sorry for that. Advert was playing, and let's get right into this again. Let's get right into this notifications. Okay, so let me let you people listen.
A lot of things happened. So within that period, I think I met her about 2 times, a total of 3 times, all those years. Met her 2 times, she came to Imo State, and once I went to her house in Lagos. I spent about 2-3 days in Lagos in her house. And I think that was within the period I found out that the allegations against the former deputy governor didn't hold water. From 2013, 2014, we had issues. I blocked her on social media and blocked her on Facebook from 2015 till 2019. So 2019, around that time, I was going through my block list and I saw names of people I blocked, and I saw hers. I decided to unblock some of them. I unblocked her, and
now, this again is something. Why do you even want to work with someone that you have fracas with? Like, there are lots of people that could have done this recording, voiceover, and all that. There are a lot of production companies in Nigeria, right? A lot. There's so many Nollywood people that you can get them to do this because that's their job. That they produce, they direct, they do this, they do that, with production companies and things like that you could work with. But you still went back. Sandra Duru still went back to this person that is saying they had issues after the Rocha Sokorocha period and whatever, they were friends and then they fell out and wanting, and then you're coming back to this person in 2025 to do the same production work for you. Why? Because you're probably very comfortable with this person, even though you people had fallen out. You're very comfortable with this person because the person probably did your bidding then before you people had issues.
She came back, chatted me up, called me, sent me gifts. Then she was now in the United States. Since 2015, I cut off connection, but the connection started again in 2019. She sent me gifts, then became friends again on and off over the years. Sometimes we'll quarrel. Since 2019 till date, sometimes we'll quarrel. She'll block me. After a while, she'll come back. She'll block me, come back. That's been our relationship since then till date. That's practically everything about Sandra, between her and Sandra. I can't hear you.
Thank you so much. So, you can hear me now, right? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So a number of people may be wondering how you got into this case, but I also wanted to ask you, because when she released her audio, there was a particular picture, or let me say, there was a particular name that came up when she released her audio. Part of the things that when she held her camera to the screen, there was a name that came up that time, and we also Obinna. I don't know if you could see on the screen, Mazi Obinna. Is that you? That someone called?
And that is me.
That is you. Okay. So what is your relationship with the issue of?
Okay, if you're just coming in, you are welcome. We are listening to the second interview being done by Adiola. And Adiola is interviewing somebody. Remember, the first interview she did concerning this case, actually, that I saw was with Frances Olisa Obonaya. And that has created a whole lot of brouhaha over there on Facebook and online. And we're analyzing that yesterday. And same yesterday, Adiola, and remember, I was saying I'm checking Adiola's social media handles. She's not posted anything responding to whatever Professor Mbeki was alleging yesterday. Only for me to see today that this is what is online, that Adiola had actually interviewed somebody else. So Adiola too is not backing down despite the threats of legal whatever, she's still going on with interviewing people that are willing to speak about this case.
How were you involved in the issue on ground?
About 3 weeks ago, she called me. About 3 weeks ago, I got 100,000 from somebody. I didn't know who the person was, so I started wondering who was this that sent me 100,000, and I saw her name as the description. So the next thing she called me, she said that was for I and the kids for our Easter. And I thanked her for the 100,000. Then for the 100,000. Then was it the same day or a few hours ago? The next day she called me like that she wanted me to do something for her. That she wanted me to do a job for her. I said, what was it? She said she needed a video editor.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. The 100,000, was it on the 19th of April? Because you sent me a picture of was it the one on the 19th of April?
Yes, I think that should be the first transfer she sent to me. That should be.
Okay. Just I put it on the screen. So it has your name as the receiver. I'm just putting this up as we are talking for people that may be asking, Also, the name Tade Nyawo, from the person that I interviewed 2 days ago, she mentioned Frances. She mentioned that this is the account that Sandra uses in Nigeria. Okay, so this is the evidence of the 100,000 naira payment. You can keep going.
So after the 100,000, she now told me that she wanted me to do a job for her. I said, okay, what was the job? She said she needed me to get her a video editor and a musician. So I told her I could do that, and I got her one of my guys who does video editing, also got a musician, and the video editor also promised to get somebody who would do a voice over for a documentary. She said she wanted to do some documentaries. So she sent the scripts of the documentaries to me and told me to get the editor. The editor looked at it and said, okay, he could do it. He could deliver it within a day or two. she asked how much, and the editor said about 250,000. She sent in about 500,000. And there she sent money both for the hotel that she told me to pay for a hotel where they will stay. Gave me money to put in kind of like, oh yeah, take this, kind of like a dash and all that. So the editor started the work. The guy started the work, did the first production, did the voicing, and Sandra condemned the voicing. She didn't like the voicing. She said it was bad, and that she was working on a time frame, all that. Then she now said, okay, that she's going to call Francis Obinna, that she was going to call her to do the voicing.
So really, how many people did she even, get to do this job? Because Frances too was saying she complained about her job and said she will get somebody else to, to do the job. So are we going to see somebody else that is going to also come out and say they also worked on this case? Let's see what's going on. Let's continue.
Frances is somebody I know on social media, Facebook. I've not met her before. In fact, it was Sandra that connected us some years back. And called Francis. Francis came on board. She sent the script to Francis, and Francis did the voiceover. Sent it back to both I and Sandra. Sandra listened to it and condemned it as well. That it wasn't right. Then that was when she now told me that she paid Francis 300,000 for the job. Then she now started demanding a refund from Francis, and they start having issues. I told Francis, if you have her money, that's how I work with Sandra. If I have a job for her and I've not delivered, just keep her money so I can refund. I don't want to holler. I told Francis, if you can refund. Francis said she has already paid the people who did the job. So Francis later refunded 50,000. I just tried to stay away from their matter, let them solve it themselves. Then my video editor was able to get somebody who did the voiceover, and we made the production for her, and that was the production she used on her Facebook pages about Senator NATASHA AKPABIO.
Thank you so much. So I think now I'm going to start playing some of the audio that you have sent to me. I will still have you talk about them, but just in case some people are wondering, does he have any evidence of the things that he's been saying so far? Also, I have the screenshot of two different payments. There's a 200,000 naira payment. Does that have anything to do with the production that you have mentioned, so I can show that now, or is that coming later?
Yes, the 200,000 has she didn't send me the screenshot of the first 500,000, but she sent me the screenshot of the 200,000. She kind of like said, look, I should give the musician that she liked what he did, musician and the editor that she liked the job, kind of like I should give them to share and all that. So that was 200,000.
So the 200,000 was for the musicians, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to show the 200,000 evidence that you had sent now, for those that may be wondering. So this is the 200,000 that he's talking about. And once again, it was sent to Obinna from the same account that had allegedly sent money to Frances as well. So let me know whenever you need me to put up the other money that you are sending the screenshot as well. So, but for now, I'm going to play a voice that you are saying is the voice of Sandra. Some of the people in the comment section are already asking some questions like, why did you decide to come on the show? Like, why are you exposing this? Do you mind answering that first, and then I will play that audio?
Απογείωσε τη συνταγή και δημιούργησε το πιο εκλεκτό πιάτο με κνόρ σπιτικό από επιλεγμένα και σιγοβρασμένα υλικά. Κνόρ σπιτικός. Γεύση ποίημα.
I did. Growing up, I always wanted to be a lawyer, but I always believe lawyers lie against them. They will tell a lie against somebody, and that was one of the reasons why I did not become a lawyer, because I couldn't lie against somebody. I know this. If I know something is wrong, it's false, and I'll be like backing it up, and no, I couldn't do that. And when we started this, I honestly believed that Sandra was doing the right thing. Yeah, I believed it because I was a fan of Senator NATASHA Oti. When the whole thing started, I was a fan. I liked her. I followed her. I liked the whole thing. I was an advocate for her. Then Sandra now came up with this, and I believed that, wow, this could be true. But along the line, I started seeing, like, after the live video, after that, her live, I think that was when I started having, I would think, because a lot of things she was not saying out after that live, they just didn't track. They didn't track at all. I'm a father, I have 5 daughters. And I started thinking, what if this is my daughter, this thing is happening to? I started thinking all those things. And it was no longer becoming like exposing the truth. It was like becoming something darker, as if maybe a ploy to destroy.
You're just joining us. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is yet another interview coming from Adiola, and she's interviewing someone called Obinna that said he actually worked with Sandra Duru, and he has so much to just explain concerning the video recording and things like that.
Senator Abuti, the Natasha, destroy her, send her to jail. So it was becoming too. I just wasn't comfortable with it anymore. I wasn't comfortable with it anymore. So I think that prompted me. When I saw Frances coming up to say the truth, at least say her mind, I thought that it would be right for me to also air what happened, say the truth, expose what happened between I and Sandra. I know there'll be consequences. I don't care. Let me just say what happened. I think that is what made me to come out and speak out today. I can't sit by and watch somebody being slandered, blackmailed, or lied against, manipulated, and I keep quiet and condone it. Even if you're paying me, I don't think I can do that. I didn't do that in Coach as a coach as a gym. I won't do that now, no matter what.
And you are willing to cooperate with the security forces in case they invite you?
I'm very willing. I'm very, very willing to cooperate with anybody. I have nothing to hide. I'm extremely willing to cooperate with anybody. I have nothing to hide. First of all, the job was a professional job they called on us to do it professionally, and we did a professional job. So we didn't commit any crime. Now, if the security agencies need scripts and all those things from me, we provide to them. They look at it. They give the audio, which I will provide to you. I'll provide to anybody to the full audio she sent to me. Let them run forensic checks on it. Experts go through it, and if they find it to be authentic, then fine. But if they find it to be false, maybe doctored or anything, let them do what they want to do with it. But I'm ready to cooperate with anybody. I'm open to cooperate with anybody. Yes.
And the main thing that she hired you for was to come up with a song.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand the main things that she hired you for.
She hired for the documentaries. The documentaries are to be 2 documentaries.
Okay.
Then musicals. She had the script for the musicals. So the musician now performed them in several stages, performed the songs in several stages.
Now, something else I also want to point out is you'll notice listening to this interview that this interview is more organized compared to the one that Frances, that claims to be a journalist, actually did. Because this man answers to questions and doesn't have any issues at all. He's not avoiding any question,
Musicals. Then the documentaries from the script, she wrote for the documentary, produced the documentary, did the voiceover for it with her script. Then the musicals, we also turned them into music videos. Sorry about that. So that was just that was just what we did for her.
Okay, so I'm going to play one of the audio that you had sent, and then let's talk about that. That's
Okay.
All of them are nice. If you check the script, there are about 4 verses, if I'm not mistaken. And the 4 you gave me have 4 different messages in them. The first one it carried a different message. The second one carried another message. The third one, that was where they now mentioned the Umoran girl that she accused of
Now, there's something I also noticed about the way Senator Natasha speaks and the way Professor Mweke speaks. I feel like their voice sounds kind of similar also. Like they have this kind of high pitch when they talk, and the similarity in their pronunciation. Although when Professor Mweke, if you notice, she can actually switch. When she's calm, I feel like when she's calm talking to her fellow Igbo people, she allows the Igbo accent and things like that to come in. But she's also able to hide her Igbo accent. And I feel like when she hides her Igbo accent, she and Senator Natasha, they sound very much alike. Let me know if you think so.
Killed and use her kidney. The fourth one mentioned another incident. So I think that they did them in 4 different distance. So there's none to choose and leave the other, because I want everything written down to be mentioned. So except they want to do 4 different versions that will be releasing one at a time. So I will have the first one, Latasha 1, Latasha 2, Latasha 3, Latasha 4. Or call the other one Latasha.
So the audio you're listening to now is allegedly conversation between Mr. Obinna, that is also a producer, owns a production company also, like the previous Frances that was interviewed a few days ago. This is a conversation between Mr. Obinna and Sandra Duru, aka Professor Mweke.
Tasha, Potiphar's wife, Latasha, we just find a name for the 4 of them, since there are 4 different types of characters we're giving her. So one can be Latasha Jezebel, Latasha Delilah, Latasha Potiphar, Latasha Atalaila, that kind of a thing. So that would make the 4 different ones where the 4 different issues will be mentioned. But 4 of them,
if you ask me, I feel like this is just misplaced priority. How are you holding on to something as huge as this, and you're writing a script? Like you have truth to expose, and you have the time to sit down and write a script and write about Latasha number 1, Latasha number 2, number 3, Potiphar's Latasha wife, number 4. Like, who has that time for all of this? Are you not just supposed to be putting out the information there that that would really, really prove that this woman is a liar and the Senate president is innocent? So everybody going through your evidences that you've presented will be able to say, oh, wow, so she was trying to mislead the nation and things like that. But the way this woman is taking her time, working with production companies to produce music, produce t-shirts, produce documentary, it's almost like you're out here to also make a lot of money out of this whole thing, okay? Because people are flocking into her platform. She's releasing this song. She's just doing so much. Documentary is coming, a book is coming. For truth where you're supposed to tell, where you're supposed to focus on the truth where you want to tell. You did the right music. They look for musicians who go come rap for you. Now, anyways, let's just keep listening.
4 of them are good the way they came in. But there's something that I actually wanted the intro to have that I discussed with you earlier, where that her voice, you remember, where she said, that place I told you she was laughing, that she said she sent Obio Ezekwesili. We'll cut it from the place she said, yes, I sent Obio Ezekwesili and the figure people to go there and deliberately disrupt the committee sitting. And she will laugh. Then we're not launching. You see, that one. We're launching that one. Then we'll not take where she said, this injustice will not be substantiated. I mean, no, this injustice will not be sustained. We'll not say, yes, we hear you, madam. This your injustice of using public sympathy and lying will not be sustained. They will not start that one. Then the other one again, we'll look for what she said in one of the things where she was laughing that she will marry again. We'll take that her voice there. With the other one again, we'll take where she was talking about Patoranki, somebody.
What does somebody marrying again or marrying several times have to do with the situation? And if Senator Natasha let her marry the whole world. No, that's not Nigerians' problem. Okay. And I feel like the excitement in the voice of Professor Mweke, where she's describing this whole thing, what should be exciting about somebody lying against the number 3 person in the nation, allegedly, according to what you're alleging? That's the information you're saying you have. So if she's lying against the number 3 person, in the nation. You're so excited telling this person to produce documentary and music and all these things for you, and I find it very weird because it's supposed to be sad thing.
Lies, that's what I'm saying. To be all her voice will be on all the intros. The other one will not be where she's talking about Umoren. We'll take it from where her mouth mentioned Umoren. Where she mentioned Umoren, and the Umoren was killed and blah blah blah. Later after that, they said, LATASHA. Speaking of was killed and blah blah blah. Later after that, they said, LATASHA. Boom, we're moving. So let me shower and take 30 minutes nap. Then I'll join you people again. Okay, all these complaints you're giving me now.
Okay. What in the world was that? First of all, a lot of people will ask, how do we know that is truly the voice of Sandra? Because part of this case is that there's an allegation that she doctored the voice of Senator Natasha. So now, how do I know that the voice you sent to me is truly the voice of Sandra, that it was also not doctored?
Well, I sent you some screenshots of some audio voice notes she sent to me. I could even play them from my phone. I will show. I can put it to the screen so people can see. I
can put some of the images that you're talking, so that people can see that it's part of a WhatsApp conversation, yes, right? Okay, so
yes, I can bring to where some things and play them.
Yeah,
this is coming from. It's not.
Yeah, I can put it up. I just make sure that your account number is not visible and all that. So I can put that up as you're talking. So you are telling us that truly this is the voice of Sandra Duru.
Yes, you can even compare the voice there and the voice on her live. You can compare. There's no doctrine. I don't know how to do voice cloning. I don't know those ones. So
your own job was not voice cloning. Your own job was the production of the documentary and the songs.
Strictly, I don't know how to clone somebody's voice. I'm not interested in cloning somebody's voice. That is cloning somebody's voice. That is using somebody to tell a lie against. I can't do that. And that is actually why I'm on this show.
Well, there is a misunderstanding there with cloning people's voice. There's also a good part about cloning, because there are people that have actually passed on that maybe their family members, there are things they've said and they want to now put it to make it look like. So now you can actually take the voice of your family member that has passed on and not actually, make it look like the person is still talking and things like that. And some people just like having that. You can actually, everything can be used for good or bad. So cloning can be used for good, and it can also be used for malicious intent. It just depends on what you want to do with it.
Because I cannot condone lies. That's it.
Okay. So I will let you talk to us about what we just listened to. But real quick, when she kept saying LATASHA, she was actually saying lie, L-I-E, LATASHA, right? So she was saying LATASHA. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I want you to tell me what we just listened to, and while you are saying that, I want to know how many people are in your team. Like, is this a big team? Is this just you? And I'm also going to put up a picture of where we could see the the WhatsApp messages that you guys exchanged, showing the voice notes. So that's just one of several voice notes that I will be playing, by the way, guys. So this is the screenshot where we see the voice notes that she allegedly sent to you. So okay, awesome. All right, so let me allow you. What did we just listen to? Why this? Is there what's happening? There's this Jezebel, there's a Pharaoh, Potiphar. What's that?
Actually, those are part of the script she wrote and sent to us. These are the scripts we were supposed to turn into a musical for her, where there was a mention of Jesus, Asha, all those things. It's part of the script. I think I sent all that to you as well. I think Yeah, it should be. So there was a script she had written. So she wanted the musician to perform the script. So the musician couldn't just perform the whole that script the way she did it verbatim. You had to now break them down into stages to be able to make something meaningful out of the song that she wanted. So that was why she was now like maybe they break it into like NATASHA 1, like NATASHA something like
that. I see. Okay, so she contacted you to do this, and now she's saying that she wants her to be painted in this particular way, like Jezebel, like Potiphar's.
Really, it's really funny how Professor Mweke have all the time in the world to sit down and draft this script and describe exactly how she wants it to be presented. So when she brings it online, it will be more dramatic, more intriguing. You know how people that do movie will take their time, write their script, they will now edit, editors will come in, edit, actors will come in, act. Everybody will have their own part to play just to bring this movie to light. So when you watch it and everything, even the thriller, how they will make it so it will entice you. That's exactly what she's doing. And I feel like that's too much work being put into telling the truth. Truth just comes out easily and it just flows and it overshadows lies, because when you're lying is when you need to put everything, salt, pepper, maggi, to garnish it, to make it look like it is the truth. But when you're coming out with the truth, it just flows. But all these steps that Professor Mbeke is taking too is really questionable. But anyways, we'll watch all of them. We could see at the end who they lie, who they tell the truth. Let's keep listening.
The script is all there. You see it for yourself. The scripts are all there. She sent us a script. This is what she wanted, and she gave us a job. It's just like a typist. You tell the typist, type this for me. He does that. Gives you your job. You pay us professionally. We render your job for you, and that was just what we did.
Okay.
We asked about my team.
Yes.
We 3 or 4. I'm kind of like I supervise them. I have my videographer who does the video editing and everything. He does drones and everything. He does all that. So he does all the video editing for me. I have the musician. He does all the singing and all that. But sometimes I also use the musician. He's also good in computers. He also does editing when my editor is not around.
Πώς θα φαίνονται τα σημάδια της ακμής μου σε λίγο καιρό. Βάλε και λίγη ρητιδούλα. Έλα ρε φίλε. Σόπα, σου έχω λύσει. Εφακλά Razy Gel Cream για να καταπολεμήσουμε ρητίδες και σημάδια ακμής. Σ' αρέσει? Εντάξει, πάρ' το από εδώ. Νέο Ben & Jerry's Brookies and Cream. Ενώσαμε κομμάτια Choco Fudge Brownie με cookie dough και ολόκληρα λευκά σοκολατένια κομμάτια μέσα σε ένα υπερκρεμώδες παγωτό βανίλια. Γιατί όλα είναι πιο γλυκά όταν είναι μαζί. Όπως και εμείς. Ben & Jerry's. Αγάπη, αλλά σε παγωτό.
Okay, this is part of the script. Opening scene, dramatic instrumental music with Nigeria's flag waving. We brought Nigeria's flag into this matter. This is very serious something. Okay, so
at this point, Adiola posted a screenshot of the script showing right there, So let's see.
This is just one of the scripts that you had sent to me. Interesting. This is another one that you had sent. Like NATASHA, the symphony of the seas. When Jezebel speaks, truth bleeds, but justice will roar like thunder. Oh wow, she went all in. Okay, so I'm going to play another. By the way, he sent me several screenshots of the alleged script. So I'm going to play another of the audios that you had sent to me, and then I would want you to explain to us what is happening. By the way, for those who may not know, there's actually a song out there, at least I've listened to one, called NATASHA. So there's a song that was released actually, right? She actually did it, right? She did.
Yeah, and at the time, there was a time she told us this is her property, and we're not going to claim ownership of it, and we're not interested in claiming ownership of it. Claiming ownership of it makes us party to what she was doing, so we're okay with it. Our own is just to get the job done, and she said this is her. She should get it copyrighted, and it's her own. She claim ownership of it. In one of the audios, you see where she.
I think at this point, the reason why this man decided to even come out, he's now feeling like, wait a minute, what if this is not true? Because maybe initially when Professor Mbeke came out with all the evidences she had and spoke to him behind the scene and everything, maybe he did believe everything she said. And with all that enthusiasm and everything, he did the work and everything. But the way things are now going, he's not feeling like, wait, but what if, what if there's just something off here? Do you understand? So he wants to just put it out there that, look, I was just doing my job. Okay, hence he's saying, look, we don't even care to claim anything with this music. We've done the job for her and she can have the ownership and whatnot. Anyway.
So that somebody's logo was showing there that she didn't want the person's logo before somebody claimed ownership of that. It's strictly hers, and that's it. She said it in one of the audios I sent to you.
So yes. I'm going to play another of the audio that you sent to me, but just real quick, I'm wondering, did she send you any audio of the senator to work with?
Which of the senators?
Senator Natasha.
Yeah, she sent me.
Now this is something. When Adiola asked him about the senator, and he was like, "Which of the senators?" I wish Adiola caught up to that, because if I was the person, after he answered Senator, when Adiola said Senator Natasha, after he answered the question, I will go back and say, wait a minute, when I asked you about the senator and I didn't mention name, you said which of this, is there any other senator that you people are working on that the general public don't know about? But I think Adiola missed it. So the man just went ahead explaining about Senator Natasha. But for you to say which of the senator, we know that the only people involved in this thing is Senator Natasha, Senate President AKPABIO, and then the rest are not senators. For what we know, okay, the rest are Dr. Sandra Duru, Obiezo Kwesili, and every other person. So which senator, as in, waiting again, they play on the underneath.
That should be about 8 to 10 minutes audio. She claimed there was a call between herself and the senator, and that was where she will not give us directives on where to cut from that audio. We have to use it on the documentary. Like, for instance, that's the part you just saw. You listen where you listen to that when she said where we cut from the obvious Kwesili issue and where to stop and all that. You listen to her say that. So
the audio that you listened to, was there any point in time that the senator said that there was no sexual harassment, that she made it up?
Nope, never had it. Nowhere. I can furnish you the full audio. You listen to it. It was not there.
I think it would be good if you actually send us the full audio.
Well, that is if a full audio was actually the senator speaking. I now stand on. I'm no longer sure what to believe.
Okay. So, and in this audio that she sent to you, was there any point in time that?
So now let's also point out that this is the second person. The other lady too said the audio, she didn't hear certain things that Professor Mbeke alleged on her live stream, that when she was working with the audio, she did not hear such statements. So now we have two people that got the raw audio from Professor Mbeke, and both own production companies. And both of them are saying on their interview that they did not hear that Yoruba government statement, and messing up with the Yoruba government, and also saying that she made up the harassment, sexual harassment thing. So, this case, it will be really, really long.
The senator said that Yoruba government will not stand.
No. I think it's nothing like that. These are some of the things that made me decide to do this. These are some of the things that made me decide to do this. Because when I watched that live video and I saw some of these allegations, I started wondering what's going on. What is this? What is happening? Now, for instance, telling us that the senator made such allegations against you, you are kind of like, it's treasonous against the Yoruba government. You're no longer being like you're saying the truth. Maybe you are like you have something out for this woman. You want to kill this woman or what? You want her to be arrested? What do you want? That was some of the things I saw that really, I didn't sit right with me anymore. In the audio tape, which I'll furnish to you, there was no mention of Yoruba government, this. Virtually everything I was hearing on the live video, none was there. None of all this was there. Unless there's another audio she will bring for us later and tell us that this we are wearing. But they were not there. And okay, even on that live, because I was expecting her that, okay, since she was making these allegations, maybe she would play those audio for us in during the live, so people will hear them. She didn't play. These are some of the things I saw that really changed the narrative for me. Honestly, I sat back, I thought about it, and I just couldn't continue.
So you don't know whether or not that audio was real, whether or not it's truly the senator, and there's no way.
Personally,
is it true?
Personally, I can. Is it?
I was wondering, is the audio real voice of the senator? And
I don't allow right now. I don't even know if I believe the audio to be real. Now, all I just hope is that the security operatives, the DSS, the police, anyone that wants the audio and I give it to them, maybe they can now analyze the recording and decide whether the audio recordings are real or not. If the recordings are real, fine. If it's not real, they will decide. They have apps and equipment they can use to check it to find out whether this. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to play another.
Really, I feel like this is a state where a whole lot of people are in, where they are so confused, they don't even know what to believe. But to help people that are really confused, look, when you're the outsider listening to people's statement, take everything with a pinch of salt until you're able to get evidence that is, really damning, that the other person cannot deny it at all. No matter how you try, you can escape it. And from the way the person will come out to try to defend what the person is telling the truth must have actually put out there, will also show you from their body language to them being uncomfortable trying to explain things and just so many things. And the evidence will just prove to you that indeed you're guilty of what you've been accused of. Or, but so far, nobody should be confused though. They're not the game when they play. Everybody, they prepare for next election slowly.
Of the audio that you have sent to me, but I'm just wondering real quick, do you know who wrote the script for Sandra, or do you think she wrote the script by herself?
Sandra is very, very intelligent. She can do that. She's very, very intelligent. You don't take that away from her. She can write the scripts, and I think she wrote the scripts herself. Actually, she told me that she wrote the scripts herself, that she did it herself, not that she told me so. So I think she did it.
Do you know if anyone is sponsoring Sandra? I'm just curious.
Deep question.
I cannot say somebody is sponsoring her because I'm not very sure there, but I cannot tell you that during our conversation, she kept mentioning number 1, number 3. There's a conversation she was like saying that number 1, and for my deduction of what number 1 meant, maybe she was talking about Mr. President, and maybe number 3 being the Senate President. That number 1 and number 3 talked to that. There was something she told me that they talked to Governor Hope, that she's the next governor of Imo State, things like that. So she always mentions number 1, number 2, that is the Senate President, and
more names have been involved. And those some persons might want to argue that maybe the number she's using is not, but don't blame people that are thinking that this is what it is, because mostly these are the people that they refer to with numbers, or else you just say the person's name or use their job description to get the person to understand who you're talking about. But when you talk about a number 1 person in a nation, it's the president. The number 2 person in the nation is the vice president. The number 3 person in the nation is the Senate president, and it goes that way. So if you're having this type of conversation where you are trying to debunk a lie being told by a senator, and in the same conversation you are using numbers to say number 1 said, number 1 this, and then we're also hearing that a governor of a state, which happens to be her state, has been told that she will be the next governor of of Imo State, and she is from Imo State. So this, man, the way everybody's just accusing, alleging, the alleging is just everywhere. Okay. But anyway, this is what we hear. That Mr. Obinna now too is alleging that Dr. Sandra Duru, you see, remember that Sandra Duru told us that in her conversation with Senator NATASHA, Senator Natasha had told her that they were going to make her the next governor of her state, Kogi State, right? Or she's going to be a minister, right? She's going to be holding a ministerial post if she can follow through with this blackmail of the number 3 person in the nation, which he was not even the target. They said the number 1 was the target, but they want to pass through the protector of the number 1, who happens to be Godswill Akpabio, allegedly. These are what she alleged. Now, Mr. Obinna too is now alleging that in their own conversation between him and Dr. Sandra Duru, Dr. Sandra Duru told that they've already spoken to Hope Uzodimma, who is the governor of Imo State, to know and be aware that the next person that is coming as the governor, as he's going out, will be Dr. Sandra Duru. So there's so much alleged. Everybody is just alleging and alleging. Please, you people should just prove with like text messages and voice notes when people are saying these things, because Sandra too did not post. For those that will now come and ask, Obinna is alleging that Sandra told her this, told him this. Did he post the conversation or screenshot of their chat where she was telling him that this is what number 1 man has promised, that she's going to be the governor of the state? Then she did not post where this woman, the senator, Natasha, told her that she was going to be that. So let's go.
The president's wife, backing what she's doing, just like that. She wasn't very definite about it, but she gave all the hints that these people.
Now president's wife is also now involved. Not as if she's not been involved, because she spoke on behalf of Akpabio right from the beginning. So we know that she's a supporter of Akpabio. Now we're hearing that Sandra is alleging that she's back. Of course, somebody that backs up Akpabio, of course, would support Sandra too, because Sandra is trying to clear Godswill Akpabio's name, the Senate president. So, we will follow this case as everybody keeps coming out to allege and spill secrets and things like that. We'll see where it's going.
We're backing her what she was doing. The number 1 and number 3.
So, those are some serious allegations, by the way.
And that the governor of Imo State has been giving marching orders that she's the next governor of Imo State. I was to be the chief of staff.
Wait, hold up. So,
the Mr. Obinna that the Mr. Obinna that they were quarreling in 2019 and what now will now be chief of staff because he's supposed to help and produce music and documentary. That will be his help to make him chief of staff. This story, a long ago.
They promised to make her governor of Imo State, that's why she's doing this, and she would make you her chief of staff if she becomes governor.
Yes, I have people to back all that up.
Let's go and ask Hope Uzodimma.
Interesting. Okay, let me play the second audio, and then you tell us what happened there.
Okay, so this one here has a whole lot of what is it called? Igbo speaking here. So the Igbo speaking people, when you listen to this extent, please interpret in the comment section so the non-Igbo people can understand what she's saying. She sounds very vexed, and she spoke a lot in her language because Obinna is also an Igbo person. So she will be more comfortable venting in her language. So he gets it.
2 days. We discussed this from the onset. I already know that when you get here, moral sense Nigeria. I haven't slept. I told you my plans. I want to have what I give openly. That sorry, they cannot achieve it at the time given to me. I would have made a new plan and walked away peacefully. I told me get ceremony. I like Madugwami here audio town. Oh yeah, I'm to call for out that money. Was ready to do whatever we could do to get these things done. But now I was in Monyara. Now was the way they pick the phone. Now what I'm aware the guy is not got 250 because of the urgency of the job. That's 11 a.m. the next day. I'm getting with you. I didn't get it. I explained my plight to you. Wagi, time I'm not thinking what is going on so that I can program myself. We spoke again last night. This morning, rubbish. I want to hear like that. I didn't see anything. Time in I'm wasting. I'm going to somewhere else. You know? No, they had just no Lagos. The children had said, okay, they get what I'm saying. Don't worry, I got make Easter Sunday. I got Pata Monday. We children had there on Monday. Change their flight only once. I'm getting they change their flight from 12 o'clock to Nabalita. Listen, so why now no to terminate I'm going to visual. Now documentary and got ready. Chair when I home here, he's on latest 11 again. I home here, yeah, about 4 o'clock. I hope them documentary. Documentary. If you can't give me, tell me what is going on. Let's move. Let me just go away, please. I can.
Okay. She sounded really upset that you didn't deliver something. I did not understand.
Not only sounding upset, but sounding very desperate too. Talking about, oh, you said to me you're going to deliver it by latest this in a so time, and then the next thing your flight has been cancelled to so time, shifted to so time, and then you're going to do this, you're going to do that, or latest so time you're going to get it. Like, why are you so desperate to get this work done? Because at the end of the day, from what the man is explaining, if we need to believe and work with that, is that they are supposed to produce the documentary and the music. That really does not have anything to do with it. Does not concern Nigerians. It's not about listening to music where you're calling Senator Natasha a liar or things like that. That is going to convince people on what you're saying. It's about presenting the chat between the both of you, the voice of Natasha saying all of these things that you said, she said, and even more. That is what will make every single Nigerian believe you, not the music production that you're going to produce. We have enough artists. If we want to listen to music, we have Davido, Burna Boy, we have Wizkid, we have Tiwa Savage, we have all of them over there. Okay, and these new ones that are coming up, Thames, Istra, what they call them, you know them. So people want to listen to music, they go and listen to music, not what you are producing. Because that will not beat what the real artists are singing out there. So if you have something to tell the story. Which one is, you're so desperate and so angry that they were not able to deliver on time? Yes, I know it's very unprofessional. If you promise that you will deliver at so time, you have to deliver, but you didn't. But you, that you're pressuring so much, and that does not really concern this case directly. What's happened?
Half of what she said, and for those of us that don't speak Igbo language, do you mind explaining to us what's happening here? What's the context?
Okay. My videographer told her he produced the job in a record time. I think he said within 24 hours or 48 hours. But due to some challenges, and at the time the videographers, they were, in a way, when I said they were kind of not very comfortable with the whole job, and was it a deliberate act to stall it? Because it took for some time, for almost a week, the job dragged, and it's a job that I know they could have done in a day. And they practically stalled it because at the time she told us she was coming on TVC.
Now that's very unprofessional. If you promised 24 hours to 48 hours, then you should make sure that between that time period you deliver, because that was your promise, that was your own word. So we now understand why Dr. Sandra Duru was very upset with Mr. Obinna that your team, this is what your team promised. So if you're being skeptical or not being skeptical, instead of you keeping her hanging, you will just send a message back. Look, I don't want to finish this job because I don't believe in it. I feel like something is fishy about this. Sorry, we're going to refund you back your money, and I can't do it. You go somewhere else. But don't keep the woman hanging, waiting for what you're going to bring, and you don't deliver because you have your mind is kind of telling you that maybe there's more to this story than what the lady is telling you.
And TVC were waiting to interview her. Even I was being prepped to speak on TVC on the whole Natasha issue. Well, she told us she was coming on TVC. I don't think TVC really told her that they were to interview her. So due to the delay, she claimed we didn't meet up with the TVC interview and all that. So she was just upset that we didn't deliver on time. That she
Now this is another contradiction that Sandra Duru needs to clear up, because Sandra Duru clearly said she does not want to go on any TV station because Senator Natasha had told her allegedly that she bought over Arise TV, and if she's able to buy Arise TV, then there's possible that she must have even, bought over many of these TV stations and things like that. So she's not granting any interview. And on the live stream, remember, when she mentioned the place she will grant interview, it was not this thing. She said she was going to what? CNN, right? That's where she said she was going to grant her interview, where we're even saying, wait, so you're going to run to CNN when we have several. If you feel like Arise cannot do the job, then go meet another one. So why are you, going all the way to CNN? But now this man is saying you missed because of this. I don't know.
That she could go get somebody else. At the time, she don't offer to fly in somebody. At the time, I was like, she could do what she wanted, what she felt good about doing. That was part of the time she brought in Francis, where she condemned some of the things we did that they were not good, that the voice was not good. Many several things I had not brought in Francis to do the job. Francis did it. She started screaming again. They weren't good, and all that. So that's practically what happened around that. Most of those.
I like the way Nigerians will explain something. So she started screaming again. It's almost like the Sandra Duru is very difficult to please. They did Obinna did the job. She didn't like it. She said she would bring in Frances. She brought it Frances. She was still complaining.
She spoke in Igbo. She was angry. She thought from English. She went down to Igbo and all that. So that's why maybe you wouldn't understand what she was saying.
Okay. So let me play the next one. This is getting interesting. Let me play the next one, and then you tell us what happened there as well. You tell us what happened there as well.
Obinna, I cannot use this you have sent to me. It has other people's logos on them embedded on them, and it's not 500 naira. It's 500 million. I cannot use this. Please, I cannot use this. I can't use this. Because I can't use this. And it started the voice note. Obviously, because his name did not enter there. So what are you talking about? What is all this? Please, let me give this job to somebody else. I beg you in the name of God Almighty. Or I get a professional that will come there, direct this thing, do the voiceover, sit there, or I move your boys to somewhere else in Enugu and get this thing done in a day. Please, this is not coming out well. The voiceover is not ready. I can't use this video. Those people that their thing is showing there, imagine the logo of the YouTuber showing there. No, I can't use it. I beg of you. And when she talked, she started, I sent Obiel Zekwesli and Fida. That area didn't come out in this thing. So this is rubbish as long as I'm concerned. Please, and please. Now, everything else.
Okay, she's sounding really upset.
So a lot. I think 3, 4, 5 voice notes were played here that Mr. Obinna had handed over to Adiola, the interviewer. So a lot was said here. And we will also we're already 1 hour into this live stream. So what I'm going to do is to let you listen to all of this, and then we will come back later to see her respond, because you know that she will most definitely respond. Okay. Professor Mbeke will respond to this second interview too. So we will do that on a separate, so the live stream will not be too long. So let's keep listening because this is long.
Why is she saying this that is not? And she said something 500 million, not 500 naira. What is 500 million?
So that was the musician. The musician was performing and kind of like said 500 was it 500 naira or so. They were saying something about 500 naira about this in her speech. She said something about Senator NATASHA being offered 500 million naira to I think maybe have a relationship with the Senate president or whatever. I think it's in her speech that Senator NATASHA probably claimed that 500 million was offered to her so that she was lying, something like that. It's in the audio. It's in the recording that she made. That is the voice recording, the musical that was produced for her. It's all there. So she said that the musician did not get 500 million. They said 500 naira. So she wanted it to be changed. Then, like I told you the other time, she was complaining that other people's logos were in the video. She didn't want other people's logos, but she wanted it to be her production.
Okay. Okay. So now she's really upset. She said that the quality of the job that you gave her is not what she wants. Okay. Let me quickly play the other audio, and then we'll talk about the screenshots that you had sent to me as well. For someone asking in the comment section whether he could send the script, I've actually posted some of the script, and part of the script that he's talking about, I'm deliberately not posting it because it was making reference to like some sexual thing, kind of some sexual something anyway. So I don't want you to flag in us. Although it's text, so maybe I'll still post it again. But let's listen to the next audio, and then you tell us what is happening there.
I cannot use this to.
Okay, listen to that one. Sorry.
None was put into consideration. Everything I've said, none was put into consideration. Now, what do you want me to do? And the thing is not coming the way it should be. I could have put music. This thing, a documentary. Can go up and taga. We now going to put a gadikasi. When you get what I hear, mother get a ticket, look, we had the power this, power that. What nonsense is that? I wrote my script. I paid for the job. It's my job. Why are they putting that power, this and that, all those emblems there? And channels here have to try to find that one on here with the channels. When somebody come and say it's their own,
she's really fired.
There are things to be put into consideration. If we can't get the one, then I get what we want their logo. I try to see me. And my power this that there are those emblems and power. It doesn't make sense to me. And it's not 500 naira. I've corrected that more than 4 times. This is a careless job. There's no commitment in this thing. Results, not excuses. Nobody's taking my call. He should not put a guy the way I want it. And I have been so patient. I've run out of patience. I can't just be quiet anymore. This is picking my call. How will you not know what I want to say to you? I got them somewhere else. Arrange another professional. If your boys can move in there, let them move in there. Then the person can direct it without giving me excuses. Jaka Mero him. Marco number cancel flights. Man, I waste telling me go enough. I'm not going to pick again. Call you need to not correct in your putaga like that. As the question's name, I put a remember. What are you from boss? I sent as the question and figure lawyers and blah 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 blah. But to be I said it is there. You have it. How do you expect me to use this? If you have to go back to music, I said, the other one, documentary. Documentary, when he should not do voiceover rubbish. How could them can get me somewhere else? No.
Όταν έχεις να σκεφτείς τα πάντα εκτός από...
Okay. Thank you so much. What is Yemo, first and foremost? Like, she sounds really upset again. What?
Yemo simply means give me in Igbo. So yeah, she said, give me this, give me that. Y'all are not giving it to me. Instead, you're giving me rubbish. I told you people to put Dr. Obi Ezekwesili's name there. You didn't put it. The work is rubbish.
What happened in this conversation?
Still the same thing that the time we were meeting the time, and that we just wasn't meeting up to what she wanted. She got very, very upset and wanted to even, like you said, she wanted to even bring in a professional or take.
But I feel like it's deliberate, okay? Because if you listen to the first voice note when she was explaining how she wanted it, she did talk about the Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, but I think these people, omitted that Dr. Obi Ezekwesili's name. That's why she got very upset. And I think maybe she also sent Professor Mbeke sensed it that they probably deliberately omitted the name of, and they, the person maybe don't want to implicate themselves in what they don't know. You understand? And then they omitted it and she didn't like it. You understand? Because that's one thing, like one of the major things that she, I believe, made her to want to even produce the song. So if you're not even going to add that, what is she paying for? You know?
My voice to somewhere that they will get the job done. She claimed she was in the country and she had to reschedule her flights severally just to meet up. That the people who were there are people waiting for her to deliver, and she didn't mention the people anyway. If it's not in that year, that the people are looking up to her to produce, and that we are delaying her and all that. That was just what she was getting angry about and upset.
Like give me, right? Like give me.
Maybe give her one of his documentary music. I'll just give her something she can present, something she can work with.
Okay, so I'll play one more and then we'll go into the screenshots of your messages.
Obinna, this voice is not fine. We don't want this voice, period. This voice is not good for it. And that thing showing CapCut there, I don't need it.
Okay, well, if you're showing CapCut, then of course you have to edit it very well so it doesn't, that CapCut logo does not show. If it's a professional job that she's paying for, at least you should use the paid version of. If you use the paid version of all this app, their logos will not show. That's one. And then, well, something else I want to point out is the fact that Professor Mbeke is even complaining about the voice, like that she does not like the voice that is doing the voiceover or the singing or whatever. Like, you're coming out to tell the truth, for God's sake. What do you care about producing music and they produce the music you don't like, the voice, you don't like anything? Man.
It's not what I want. Please. This is poor. Low standard, not of any form of standards at all. That voice is not what I want. That voice is not going. I don't want it. It's not the kind, it's not professional. And that video showing CapCut and all those things, no, please, no.
Is that still Sandra? And is it still about the quality of the job you've done?
Yes, the quality. And second, that she doesn't, the CapCut, she doesn't want any logo there aside from her logo. That is to claim ownership of her property, because like you listened previously, she said she paid for a job. It is her job.
Okay.
Right. She's right. You cannot leave CapCut on her video that she paid professional.
No. Don't tell me you made that kind of transfer. It's not true. I don't even want to talk now. This is way too much now. No, let me come and speak to my boys now. Crazy. Everybody's going to go crazy now. Wow. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I didn't expect that. Thank you. I'll still talk to you. I can't find my card. That other angle, I take here the matter, like the women's thing. Yeah. So that it shouldn't just be like it's you. By the time, people are calling the name women group will take the updates, and they are now insisting that.
I don't understand. Since when coming out to expose somebody that is lying, you will not have to have boys? What are boys doing for you? Like, you have people that are working for you to tell the truth, or to... Is this an organized crime? Like, this is sounding like a drug lord. Anyway, like, like a cult that they plan to destroy people, or just because which one is my boys? Oh, you did this transfer. Oh, they'll be excited. Let me call my boys. What are you doing with boys, Sandra Duru? Boys or girls, I don't care. But what are you doing with so much group of persons? That's okay.
Okay, whose voice is that?
I think that should be this the woman that was on channels. She should be say something in Dubai. Yeah, I think. Her live after her live, the lady came up.
This woman was on Channels TV saying that the senator should back up her claims with evidence and stuff like that, and that Nigerians were manipulated to believe that believe NATASHA's lies. She was on Channels TV saying that.
So when I told her, see, your live is on channel, then I haven't even finished the live there. I just saw it. I sent her the link for the live, which she asked me for the link. Then I listened to what the woman said. I said, this woman did well for you. She protected your this. She was like, the woman was her person, something like that. Maybe practically she sent me a screenshot where you can see in the screenshot the woman's name was.
So wait a minute. Mr. Truth, Mrs. Sorry, she's a female. I don't know. She's Miss. I don't know if she's Mrs. or Miss. I don't know if Professor Mbeke is married or not. But so Mrs. Truth Teller also have people, just as she's accusing Senator Natasha of having Obi Ezekwesili, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili and Dr. Abiola and the FIDA. So you two, you have your own group of persons. This other Obi Ndukwe, so that they're not quite sure, but you know, she's Ndukwe Ndukwe some. But anyway, if we go and find that channel's interview, her name, you know, she should be introduced, and we can get the woman's name. So you two, you have your own people, but you're condemning another person for having people. Now, wow.
Contact. Was this as a contact? Then she now sent me the. I can tell you, Sandra records every call. Oh, okay, I haven't told you that, but you should have known by now. This first. Sandra records every call. If you're speaking with Sandra, and she even said it on her wall. If you put her wall, she will warn you that all your calls are recorded. If you call Professor Mbeke, if you call Sandra Duru, all calls are recorded. So, when the woman was speaking, it was recorded. She now sent me the recording, and probably that is from what the woman was saying. It seemed like the woman received something, a kind of maybe some money. And she was now thanking Sandra for the money. I was not telling her the next angle they were going to go approach.
So that the woman that went on channels to go and say whatever she had to say about the senator is the one but so if Professor Mbeke is telling us that Senator Natasha is so daft for telling her all the things that she told her, even though they're not close friends and she wasn't saying much, just because Mr. Obinna alleging, or Mr. Obinna alleging, Mr. Obinna now alleging that he saw the interview on channels and then sent Professor Mbeke and said, wow, look, somebody's talking on your behalf for your live stream. They're, you know, kind of using it to analyze. And I think the person did a good job for you. The person is on your side, you know, telling Senator Natasha to do XYZ, you know, to prove herself and things like that. Couldn't you have just said, oh, okay, wow, that's nice. So we have one person that sees the light or sees this truth, since you said you're telling the truth. Why now send the communication between you and maybe to really prove to Mr. Obinna, so to bio Mr. Obinna over too, allegedly. She now gave that voice note where the woman was telling her, thank you for maybe monetary or some other kind of favor. Then the woman is saying, let me call my boy. So you, Dr. Sandra Duru, you're also working with somebody that is of a questionable character, because what is Obi Ondoka or Undokwe? What is she doing with boys that is connected to this? Don't get me wrong. There are people that are doing businesses, you know, those, yes, they talk about boys. You know, if you're going to, what is it called? You know, most of the people that mostly say this kind of boys things are mostly the Igbos. You know, those they're into this business kind of. They're like, okay, I'm not around, but I'll tell my boys to, you know, send you the goods. So when I'm hearing you say boys and you don't have this kind of business that you should be having boys or girls or several workers, and something is sent to you, and the next thing we're hearing, let me tell my boys, is this some type of organized crime going on here? Okay, let's keep listening.
Something like that. She was explaining that.
Okay, so I have a screenshot, part of what you sent to me, where she allegedly said that this woman is on a team. This is another major allegation, by the way, and I'm pretty sure that woman would also get to know about this interview. So from what you're alleging now, you're saying that she probably paid this woman that went on Channels TV to speak against.
Έφτασαν δυναμικά νέα μέλισσα high protein με 22 γραμμάρια πρωτεΐνη για υψηλές επιδόσεις και νέα μέλισσα boost με αλεύρι τεφ που είναι πηγή μαγνησίου για μείωση της κόπωσης.
The audio that you sent that I just played is this woman allegedly thanking Sandra for the money that she sent to her.
Yes, the whole thing is in my phone, and they're too old now to be deleted from both sides. So anytime the police or ESS or anybody needs it, they can come and pick up my phone, go to it and pick up.
If you guys can see right in the middle, she said she is on my media team, and what you may not see is she had sent like a screenshot Allegedly, Sandra sent a screenshot of her conversation with this woman, Obi, who was on China's TV, Obi UK. So it looks like Auntie Sandra took a screenshot of her conversation with her, sent it to Obinna, and she put.
I like Yoruba people. Even when person they do bad thing, you still they call the person auntie. After she don't blala you finish, you see they as in the respect to Yoruba people. I really love that. You know, the auntie, the respect will always be there. Look at how she's calling her auntie. If I yes, I go call you auntie if they misbehave. I'm not fish out. But Adela is still calling Sandra Duru auntie.
At the end, at the bottom of that, she is on my media team. She wrote media team, right? I think she's trying to write media team. So yes, so this is what you just referred to. Okay. So do you know whether or not this woman has any relationship with the Senate President AKPABIO at all? Has she implied? I know that she mentioned number one, number two, but do you know if the Senate President may have anything to do with this?
I cannot confirm that.
Okay. Okay, and what do you think that Sandra is trying to gain in all of this in case she's successful in getting people to believe the video that she released? Because she sounded really personal in her live video. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, actually, to be frank with you, I don't really know her end game, to be frank with you. And that is what's really confusing me. We came out to do this because we believe she was telling the truth. That she was after the truth. That's what we came out believing, that this was for the truth, not for any other reason, personal or otherwise. So
Hi, you okay?
Network.
To tell that I know what her end game is.
So you don't know what her end game is. Okay. So
because I'm going to become the next governor of Imo State, and
okay, let me go over some of the screenshots that you had sent. It looks like you stopped picking up a call or something. Obinna, please pick up your phone. I have made a new arrangement for my dog. And then you sent her a voice note and a project. And then she sent you a voice note. Is there anything else you want us to know about this particular screenshot?
I think those screenshots to buttress some of the voice notes you played. Because someone would send a voice, she will condemn, and now send a voice note to shout and condemn what we did and all that.
Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that I go through all the evidence that you had sent me. So this is another screenshot, and it looks like she's also talking to you about the lady that I interviewed 2 days ago, Frances, because she put a screenshot here saying that I have not received payment. Frances.
Yeah, although she was getting angry with Frances not to refunding her money.
Okay. Okay.
She said she wanted Frances to refund the 300,000, and that was when she was angry. So she was calling me to want Frances to refund her money, things like that. So I think that was what the screenshot is about.
Okay, so also let me upload this one so people can see. So the first time that she sent you the 100,000 that you mentioned at the beginning, there's a screenshot that says, "Can I still use this account for the kids?" So I wanted to upload that, but your account is shut, so that's why I'm not uploading. And then she sent the money and said, "Happy Easter to my children." So
that was the
Go ahead.
The money she sent to me, that was the 100,000 she sent for Easter. She was like that. It was like a gift for Easter. She also sent 100,000 to Frances for Easter. That's aside from the 300,000 she paid Frances. She told me she sent 100,000 to Frances for Easter. She sent to me 100,000 for Easter. Then that was before she now told me that she had a job for me.
So this was before telling you her intention. She just sent you money for the kids for Easter. Okay. I know we showed the receipt of that 100,000. We also showed the receipt of 200,000. This one, once again, is showing the evidence that she allegedly paid Frances, and Frances said that she refunded her. And so this is, and here it's saying, tell this girl to refund my 300. Anyway, so I need to ask you real quick. One of the things that you sent to me, there's one that showed, I think it's 1 million naira payment. What's the 1 million naira? Let me put that receipt. What's that for?
Νιούσε φρεσκάδα και να ζωογονήσει με το φυσικό χυμό Live, που συνδυάζει απολαυστικά τη δύναμη των φρούτων και λακανικών. Γεμίζει ζωή. Μια καλή διατροφή ξεκινάει με Δέλτα. 10 ομάδες, 20 οδηγοί, ένα τρόπο. Η Φόρμουλα 1 ξεκίνησε αποκλειστικά στο Antenna Plus. Κάνε τώρα εγγραφή στο πρόγραμμα Family Sports και ζήσε κάθε στιγμή του πρωταθλήματος αναλύσεις.
That's for.
That one, I think she was just like, I think that was after the project was done and she was done with the initial project. She just sent that to me that I should take my kids, and she was kind of like giving me money for me and my kids. I think the screenshot should be somewhere she said the 1 million is for you and the kids, that she will still settle me later after the whole thing was done.
So how much did she pay you all together, including the Easter money? How much did she pay you all together?
If I could bunch everything, it's almost about 2 million, 2.5. So sometime, yeah, sometime last week she was like, she was trying to reach me and I wasn't available. We had a power issue in my area, so personal assistant called me and I was like, I have power issues and my generator wasn't coming up. She was okay, take 200,000, buy a new gen, go complete it, buy a new gen, take 200,000, give your dad, the other 100,000, do anything you want to do with your kids.
Okay, so even though the sender doesn't say Sandra, the remark for all the receipts that we have showed today says from Dr. Sandra Duru. So yes. We still don't know who is Tadenyahu, but Frances the other day said that this is the account that Sandra uses in Nigeria whenever she's sending money. So the receipts that you sent to me is the 100,000, the 200,000, and the 1 million naira. But you are saying in total, you have sent you about 2.5 million on this job.
There was 100,000 to me. There was a 500,000. There was a 200,000. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
That's 100, 500, that's 600. There's a 200, that's 800. There's a 1 million and there's a 500.
Okay, can you say those numbers again? There was the 100,000,
500, 500, 100 first, 500 for the job when it started, 200, 1 million,
1.8,
500.
Okay, so altogether like 2.3 million naira.
Yeah, then she sent to my videographer. She lost dashed him 200,000.
Okay, so
she sent it there. Yeah.
So about 2.5 million. Okay. I'm also really curious about some of the other screenshots that you had sent to me. It sounded from the screenshots, let me upload it. It sounded like you stopped communicating with her and now she's upset that you stopped communicating with her. So let me upload that. But if you don't mind, because there was somewhere she said something about then Saturday that she has not heard from you. Saturday, and Saturday was when I interviewed Frances. So what's going on in this one, by the way? Because she sent screenshots of headlines from the last interview that I did, and she put in here, "It's time to get you by all means, Obinna." What's happening? Why is it?
For some time after the whole, like I told you, I started getting very uncomfortable with the whole thing. So I've started deliberately withdrawing. Actually, I like my peace. I like a very quiet life. And with Sandra, I wasn't getting enough peace and quiet. I was getting at.
But there's something also I want to add with these people. It's almost like you people have known Sandra for a long time. You had issues with him, and then you people come back together, and then now, what is going on? Like, seriously, what is going on? If you know that she's such a troublesome person, why did you people agree to work with her again?
Drama, and I don't like the drama. I start pulling away. So when Frances came out with her own, when you spoke with Frances, that was when the turning point for me, and I was like, it's high time I just do this, say what I want to say, end whatever relationship there was there. Let me just rest. I'm tired. I'm just tired. So let me just rest. So I think she's been trying to reach me since then. She's been calling me and I've been avoiding her. She now was like, sent me that message, which in a way I think is a threat, because this is what she's saying that, let me read that message myself here. She's saying that, she said that it's time to get me at all. It's time to get you by all means.
I showed that just now. It's time to get you by all means. So, but this one that I'm showing right now, it says, Obinna, are you really doing this deliberately? You've been delaying my work from Saturday till date. I told you frankly that yesterday 2 p.m. was the deadline after all the damages caused by your initial delay. Now you think I will sit back and watch you do this to me? So there's something else that you're working on for her?
No, it was all these messages came where at the time she was like, when you had her shouting about the time that the time we were kind of like not delivering. So she believed that we were deliberately frustrating the production.
Oh.
And they were deliberately frustrating the production. She was that we were deliberately frustrating the production.
So do you know whether or not she still has other audios or documentaries that you're working on?
I don't really know. At the time, I think she got a new media person to do something. Some of the things I see online, they're not for me. The new ones, as I've been looking at her work, I see some new things and they're not for me. I don't know about them. So maybe she's gotten somebody else to do her. For some time now that I've not been reacting to her, maybe she's gotten somebody else to do things for her. I don't know. So, like I told you, I just wanted to just stay off. When the whole issue started moving to directions I didn't understand. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. You made some serious allegations in the course of this interview. One of them is Obi Ndukwe that went on Channel TV. One of the voices that we played on this show is allegedly that of her voice, thinking that Sandra for paying her and her going on Channel TV. Also, you mentioned number 1, number 3. You said that you don't really know who's one, number 3, but that you are thinking will be the president and the Senate president.
Yes. So I believe that's who she was referring to. Because for her to now call the name of my governor, that's his governor, that means the number 1 must be the president of Nigeria, and number 2 should be the number 3. Because in Nigeria, we know that the number 3 man is the Senate president, Sandra Duru. So probably that is who she was talking about. And she never really told me directly, but this is my attribution from what she said. Yes.
Yeah, so like in this one, we could see she was saying that she got a professional voiceover artist to do the voiceover. Are there other members of your team that you think would also be willing to speak, or?
Well, I'm my own man, my own team. Yes, I think my team will work with me. If I tell them it's time to come out and talk, they'll speak. They will say what happened. They will reveal what they went through, what happened, all that. Yes, I think they will. I'm my own man, and I'm saying what I think. I'm clearing my conscience. I'm just straight. I'm clearing my conscience. I'm tired of all these pull somebody down, pull somebody down. It's just not who I am. And I can't see somebody, a woman who I admired right from this struggle started. Now something is coming up and they're like, they're trying to tarnish her name and involved in it in any way. I don't like it. I don't want to be part of it.
You do know that there would be some people that would say something like, maybe you are not satisfied with the amount that she paid you, that maybe that's why you are now coming out.
If money was my motivation all these years, if money was my motivation all these years, my dear Adele, I wouldn't have been doing what I did in Imo State. Back then, when Governor Ocho Sokosha was governor, I was amongst the few that risked our lives. Every day, I wrote an article knocking the government. Every day, I was offered things. I was called, I was threatened, and it didn't deter me. So if money was really my motivating factor, I think there are places I would have gotten money and become a sacrifice for somebody, sing praises, do whatever they want. No. I put into consideration my children, my daughters. I have 5 of them. I put into consideration their future. I put into consideration myself. What am I doing?
So money was not an issue. You are just really.
Money was an issue. When she sent me money, I didn't ask her for the money. At the time, she would be like, she wouldn't be doing any good thing for people. And when she be saying all those things, I will just keep quiet. Nobody's really asking you to do anything for us and all that. You give money to us at our own food. Things are hard, so anybody you give money will be very appreciative of it. But it doesn't mean that because of the money you give us, you didn't give me enough. And no. Even if you give me 10 million, it will still stop me from coming out today to say what I want to say. It will still close.
Speaking of money, please send me the original audio that you said that Sandra sent to you. I think it's very important for us, the content of this audio. But just for our viewers listening, the audio that you said that she sent to you, did it at any point in time state that
So I think almost rounding up. Adela's this interview took about an hour. I think the interview with the other lady was a bit shorter, and I think because Frances was a little bit rude, not just a little bit, she was very rude and very defensive. So I think that's why their own interview was shorter, and this is an hour plus.
Offered Sandra Duru 200 million. To blackmail the Senate president.
You will listen to the audio, and like I told you, it was like the turning point. It was part of the live show was like the turning point, because that was where I started pulling back, where I started feeling very uncomfortable, because 80% of her allegations were not on the audio she sent to me. That she claimed what was the discussion she had with Senator Natasha. 80% of the things she made, the claim against the Yoruba president, trying to make the Yoruba people hate Natasha, calling Nigerians.
Gullible and hungry. Did that happen in the audio that she sent to you? Obinna, can you hear me?
Gullible, idiot, and all those things.
Yeah,
things like that.
Hungry and gullible. Was that in the audio?
They were not in the audio.
What about people sending Dr. Obi buying of Dr. Obi and Arise News?
There was no reference of buying Dr. Obi. I will send you the audio. In the audio, before the part she played, just like you saw in you listened to her conversation. Dr. Obi, according to the audio she sent, Senator Natasha was like saying that there was a committee being set up and that she wasn't being invited. They weren't inviting her. They kind of like they want to do a kangaroo something so that they can just get out of the way or something like that. So that's why she now told OBS to see what is happening, something like that. They now went to the place, now go to the whole stop that process. So that was practically what the context of that speech. But you know, when it was now cut off from a particular part, cut off from another part, joined together and played, you now get anybody can now derive any narrative from it. So
say that I didn't ask. I know you must be tired.
What is there to say? Are we going to talk about before now? From before that was 2014, 2015. Are we going to talk about that? I'm going to talk about the 2014, 2015 when she accused the former deputy governor of being a homosexual, which I went to her house. Even back then, I went to her house and.
Now, one thing we notice about people that are coming to talk about or expose Sandra Duru is the fact that they are always referring back to she trying to blackmail or accuse somebody of something that later turned out not to be true. I hope she would address this, because this will also make people to question her character. But I don't know if she will ever address it.
There was a project I was doing for her then, and I indirectly questioned her about 5 times about her evidence against the former deputy governor, and the stories varied. There was variations, and that was when I started wondering whether the allegations were true. Then I now had a place. We were now talking one evening. There was a project I was doing for her then. I can find the project. It should be my email somewhere in my email. Find the project. It was like a 101 scenes of which as a coach. We were doing it together then. I went to her house. So it was one evening, 2 of us were sitting together. Then I minimized the webcam.
You and Sandra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think I can still find that video somewhere. I will check if I can find it. It should be in my cloud somewhere. So I minimized my webcam, and it was on. And I asked a question. I was like, this thing with Princess Madu, and you said that they were going to pay you something like that, and she was like, that she told him 200 million naira, and that they were negotiating 100 million. That was her words. Then I said, like, okay, what if they pay you the 100 million? What happens? She said she will come out and tell the world that she lied against Princess Madu, and within a day or two, that the whole thing will be forgotten. That people forget the whole thing.
Wow.
Then
This is really deep allegations. This is really deep allegation. Seriously. This is deep. Very, very deep. Wow. Wow. Anyway, let me snap this because I know that we're going to react to her listen. So let me have that. Okay, so I can refer to this again.
Actually, and within that period, I think it was that period that after I came back, I came back to Imo State because we took pictures in our office. I came back to Imo State, and the deputy governor then, he called me to his office because he saw the pictures. He called me and was like, I don't know who this woman is. He explained to me that he doesn't know who the Sandra Duru is and all these allegations. And Sandra called me. That was this reference is back then in 2014, 2015. So Sandra, every year I snap pictures with the deputy governor then in his office. So I went back to, she now called me when she saw the pictures and was like, why did I go to see the deputy governor? This, that. I now told her that I wasn't her staff. I had the right to go and see anybody. And she made an allegation against this man. So the man called me to say his own side of the story. So I had the right to go and meet him. The problem started. She ranted, shouting. That was when I told somebody to tell her that I had the video of her openly saying that if she got 100 million, she would come out. And I think that was when the whole accusations against the former deputy governor kind of like died down. And since I didn't really see her calling him a homosexual again, I think that maybe that was what ended it. Then
so they didn't pay her because you
I don't think she was paid. I don't think she was paid. Then within that period, that was during the governorship election. I remember all those things clearly. She now called me that she wanted me to run for House of Assembly, and how much was the PDP? Then I was working.
This is a lot that it's sad that it's towards the 1 hour, after 1 hour, that they started talking about this part. And I know that a lot of people will not hear this part of the conversation because they will not be patient enough to listen.
Chairman PDP was states then, and Major General Sunday Shigwa was his aide. So she called me and told me that she wanted me to run for House of Assembly, and I was like, how much was it for? I said it was about 1.2 million. She said, look, I should send an account. Let her send me 1.2 million to buy the form. I said, even if I buy this form, I don't have money to settle delegates and all that. So it was meaningless for me to win the election. That she should keep her money. Then there was this my friend. It was the Accord governorship candidate, Ken Ojimi. She now was like, okay, that she wanted to be Ken Ojimi's running mate. So Ken Ojimi called me and was like, look, Sandra Duru told him that she wants to be his running mate. What do you know about Sandra? I said, well, she accused the deputy governor then, they were still in office. That was 2015. That she accused the deputy governor of being a homosexual. I don't know, I cannot advise you whether you want to work with her. Then I was already against the Okowacha government. So if Sandra was going to be an arsenal for Ken to win the election, I didn't mind. I said, if Sandra is going to work for you, fine. If you feel like, go and find out if you can work with her. So Ken went to her house, met her, came back and told me, no, I don't think I can work with her.
Φρούγιο, 0% λιπαρά, πλούσιο σε πρωτεΐνη, με τόσο κρεμώδη υφή και τόσο απολαυστική γεύση που θα θες κι άλλο, κι άλλο, κι άλλο.
Sandra probably believed that I told Ken not to work with her, and she came after me. She wrote articles against me. She told the world that she funded my wedding when she didn't even give me a kobo. Even the deputy governor there, who knew I was getting married, the deputy governor, I tell you, I don't do things because I want money from you. The deputy governor told me that during my wedding I should call him so he will come. I didn't invite him to my wedding. I didn't take a dime from the deputy governor. Sandra didn't give me a dime for my wedding. And yet she went online, told the world, she funded my wedding, she did this, she did that. I wanted to react. Some people, some well-meaning people all over, some from the US, UK, all of them, they saw what she wrote against me. They called me and told me to ignore her. That was when I blocked her in 2015.
Oh, okay.
Before I now blocked her in 2019.
I guess my last question for you is just, are you not afraid of?
I'm scared shitless here. I'm very shitless here. But what can I say? I have to do what I have to do. I know that my life is in danger for what I'm doing here right now. I know I'm in big danger. There's nobody backing me. I don't have the support of anybody. I'm just doing this on my own. My family, I don't know. I'm putting their lives at risk by what I'm doing here. You can, with the hunger in the land, there are some people you can even pay a little amount and to find this guy and kill him. And so my life is not safe anymore with this I'm doing here right now.
Know where to look now.
I'm just putting my life in the hands of God, and Nigerians, just leaving up to them. God and Nigerians. Never have taken light. Let me call someone on the generator. Okay, my wife. Okay, she's already following me on this. So, we're UPS here. So now, my life is at risk, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't just know. I'm lost for words, but I believe that God will protect me. I believe that God will protect me.
Wow.
I'm getting a message from somebody. My brother-in-law, he's like my family. I have to be careful. My family, he's sending me the message right now. There was a time I had a problem with Sandra Duru, and she even told my brother-in-law some lies that I said things against him. And at the time, he wanted to cause a family feud. And I told the young man, you don't know who Sandra is. So Sandra will tell you something about me and you believe. There are people who call me and tell me this person, there was this, I want to say this about him. He'll be shocked to hear this. There's this man called Professor Kona. Sandra at the time will come and tell me that Professor Kona has HIV. That his AIDS had HIV, this and that. All those kind of things. Yeah, he was even a homosexual and all that. So when they saw these things,
before you go on, what is whether it's Twitter page or whatever social media that you use, especially your Twitter page, what is your Twitter page so that people can follow you and you can be updating on if anything, like any thread and stuff like that, so that people will be alerted ASAP? Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. My name is Obinna Akudike.
Okay, so Facebook is good, but Twitter travels faster. People can easily retweet.
I'm not really on Twitter. Maybe I'll open up a Twitter account.
Today you get on Twitter or X. Today you get on Twitter or X, because that is where you can easily update us. And you need to let me know as soon as you open it so that I can tell people, please follow you. Want to make sure that you are okay. You don't want anything to happen because you decided to come on this show. If you feel like some people are watching you or following you, start thinking about it. And if I see it, I will also retweet, because you are a whistleblower now. And some people have been putting in the comment section that Sandra is blocking people. So, but right now, the most important thing is yours. So, send me your name tell us your name on Facebook. Let's go and follow you on Facebook right now. And then open a Twitter page or X. And make sure that you are constantly updated. Just tweet if anything is happening, so that it can easily get their attention. And your safety is very important. Okay, what's your name on Facebook? So I can post it in the comment.
Obinna Oparaku Akudike. Akudike, AKUWUDIKE. Obinna Oparaku Akudike. My phone is acting funny.
AKU.
Show it here.
AKUWUDIKE. And the middle name, the Oparaku. Can you know that?
That is me here.
Oparaku Akudike. Yes. So this is Facebook page.
Okay, so we will actually go back to her Facebook to find this person, Obinna Okparaku Akudike. The name is very long, so we all have to find it, because I'm typing Obinna Okparaku, it's not showing. So I don't know if it's Obinna Okparaku and then Akudike again. I beg, okay, edit your name to make it easy for people to find you, because yes, people really need to keep an eye on your listening, what's going on. So if anything happened, Bagam, they know where to start from. But may God protect you and your family, and people should be careful. If you work with somebody that you feel the person's character is questionable, avoid the person. I don't know how you and Frances went and entangled yourself the second time. If what you people are alleging is the truth, oh, I don't know. Like, we don't know, because everybody's just alleging and we need more evidence. I've always said that. Anyway, thank you also very much. Is almost 2 hours into this, and that's because the video we're reacting to was 1 hour plus. So the next live stream that will be coming up is Sandra Duru's response to this second interview by Diola and the expose that Mr. Obinna is doing. So we'll go back and we'll see what Sandra Duru will have to say about all of what he has alleged. Okay, so thank you also very much. I'll see you all in a little bit. Is 12 noon now, so let me just round up in preparing lunch and things like that. Then we'll be back for more conversation. Thank you also very much. The conversation continues, so back to back contents will be dropping. And catch up and watch later. Okay, I know most of you will come back and watch later. Even those ones that are dragging me, they always watch after the live stream has ended. So my own is to come and drop it, and you drop your 2 cents later on. Thank you so very much, and I hope you have a fruitful week. I will see you all in let me say, give or take, in about an hour or less than an hour. I'll be able to jump in back to have a this thing. So just prepare lunch, pick up the kids from school, and then I'll be available for our next live. So thank you so very much. God bless you all, and we will continue with the conversation. Bye for now.